Hey, what's up? We back with another episode of 401 Uncut. Today, we got very special guest, somebody who I've been looking forward to coming to sit on this couch, okay? 3LetterzNuk, what's going on?
What's happening, man? Pleasure to be here.
It's about time.
Yeah, it is, man. We've been missing this over and over. Either I miss it, you'll miss it. It's really been me, but
Because you're busy, but
I'm
a lot
sorry.
of people don't know, you were actually probably like the second person I ever interviewed, second or third person I ever interviewed on this platform when I first launched it back in 2015. So it's so exciting to have you on the couch once again, new setting and everything,
Yeah.
and you here. So, Nuk, let's get into it. First things first, man, you rep Cincinnati, up and down, Cincinnati, Ohio. You rep it, but originally you're from Chicago.
yeah,
What part of Chicago?
South Side. So I was born in Chicago. I lived there till I was 6.5, almost 7. And my stepdad had got a job opportunity here in Cincinnati. And then my mom, like, she grew up in a really, really dangerous neighborhood, and she had seen things that had her, like, anxious and paranoid, and she just didn't want me as a young man growing up in Chicago anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I love Chicago, but yeah, I came to Cincinnati, man, and I didn't have no big cousins here, no friends. I was always the new kid in school, even from like grade school to middle school to high school. I had to kind of create my own like social life and things like that. But I rep Cincinnati because this is where I got my license, you know what I mean? This is where I became a man. This is where I started my music career. So I think it's only right that I rep the 513.
Man, you do it so well.
Thank
And
you.
we'll talk about that, but you do it well. So when you moved here, what area did you grow up in here in Cincinnati?
Westwood.
Westwood.
People don't know that. Yeah, that's the first time I got asked that. I don't think anybody knows where I'm from Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I grew up in Westwood, dog. Like English Woods, English Woods, LaFuel Apartments. I circulated that whole area. I didn't move to Springfield Township until my 9th grade year. So from 2nd grade to 8th grade, I
You were
lived
in
in
the city
Westwood.
on the west side.
Yeah,
Oh, you was in the trenches.
of course. Yeah. I may not look like it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You was in the trenches.
I was
so
over there.
What high school did you end up going
Wynn Woods, man. Good old Wynn Woods, man.
to? So how was it? How was 3LetterzNuk in high school?
Okay.
What were you
Okay.
into?
So my freshman year, I sat at a lunch table by myself because all the kids at Wynn Woods had either went to grade school or middle school together. They already knew each other.
Yeah.
I'm coming from the west side, knew no one. So I was being myself, you know, but I didn't understand the nuances of how to like identify with certain, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either the band members or the dance teams and the artsy kids and the you know what I mean, the bad kids. I didn't understand none of that, so I was just being myself. But it wasn't working out too well. Like socially, I was behind because I was a sheltered kid. I didn't understand the right way to dress. I didn't understand the lingo. My mama had me in church, dog. I couldn't listen to hip hop music. I couldn't watch. Yeah, I could. I seen, man. I can name you 20 movies that you saw as a child. I didn't see till I was grown.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society and Players Club and different stuff like that. So when I got to high school, that showed. Like, you know, middle school, grade school, you know, kids are just kids. But once I got to high school, you could see the separation in my maturity and my social awareness. It just was off. So my freshman year was a little hard for me. Sophomore year, I kind of got my legs under me. And then by junior year, I was the man. Senior year, I graduated probably the most popular guy in school. I would say I was the most. I went to prom with the most popular girl in school.
Wow. So it ain't
Shout out
take
to
you that long.
Sierra, man. Huh?
So it ain't take you that long.
Oh nah, I figured it out, and actually that's what's led me on this course, man. Like that's when I kind of knew, you know what I mean, who I wanted to be.
Yeah. So so with that, when would you say music became a part of your life? You were sheltered a little bit. You was in church, but did you always still like try to sneak and listen to certain stuff? Or?
Yes, I did. But even when I was sneaking, I was always trying to. I thought I was smarter than my mom, so I was trying to find music that walked that line. So I was listening to like Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. When I would get to go over my cousins and siblings' house and stuff, they was playing everything. So I got to get introduced to a lot of things, but I didn't want to be a musician. I wanted to be an actor.
Wow.
I wanted to be Macaulay Culkin. Like I wanted to be Jason Weaver, like a child star. Like that was my dream.
Wow.
So music came into play because when I got to high school, thank God, man, I went to Wynn Woods, and I ended up around some guys that was already making music and rapping and stuff. And honestly, they only wanted me around because of the girls. Like I wouldn't say I had my way with the girls. I just had a way where the girls made it convenient for me.
So you was a magnet.
A little bit. So my dogs would invite me. So one day they invited me to the studio. And, come on, man, I don't want to show my age, but back then, it wasn't no social media. It wasn't no way you just could find no studio, no producer or nothing. So I hit a couple of my homegirls up. They came and scooped me up, some girls, and we all went to this studio, man, and my life changed that day. I did not know that was even possible. I didn't know that I could even actually see the process. I didn't know what none of it meant, but I just was amazed and blown away. But I never thought it would be me. I just knew that I just got introduced to this new world.
Right.
And how I ended up doing it is my boy Busy. He used to go by J Block back in the day, but his name Busy now. I call him Busy. Jeremy McCrae. Shout out to you too, bro. He said he liked my voice, like just my talking voice. Like he was like, man, he's like, you might want to give this a shot. Like you probably can get into it. Like, and I tried. Man, I heard my voice for the first time. Kids today, they hear their voice a lot sooner than we can hear our own voice. Even just these phones. Like back when we were younger, you couldn't hear your own voice like that.
You couldn't record yourself on the phone.
At all. So we didn't know what we sounded like, what we looked like, so to speak. And I was obsessed with the idea of myself when I recorded for the first time. And it was like meeting myself for the first time for real. And I was like, man, I like that. I like him.
And how old was you at this point?
15.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you graduate high school and you go to college?
I went to NKU.
Yeah, so going to NKU and you were actually still pursuing music at this time and even getting into party promotion.
Yeah.
What led you to because you were the guy that I would see in Cincinnati at the clubs all the time. You would be piped up, dancing, you turned up. I always knew how to dance. You was always light on your feet. Always light on your feet. What led you to getting into that lane when you got into college?
Man, I got to college and because I was in a group actually. So when we all graduated high school, the group kind of dismantled, but I was still obsessed with the idea that I could make it. Soulja Boy, Chris Brown, a bunch of guys that were, popping at the time. I'm like, yo, I could do this too.
Yeah.
And I had got to college and I was one of those guys that went to my classes and went back to my room and focused on music. But there were a couple of guys on campus that just had a reputation of just like having all these parties and networking and different things like that. So I'm like, I got to ingratiate myself in that culture. But I didn't really want to get too associated with it. I just wanted to get familiar. Yeah. But make a long story short, I ran into Ed, man, Ed Lover. Well, he ran into me. We were at the time dealing with the same women, so to speak. That was a little joke that he would have with me because he didn't know who I was. I was from Springfield Township. He was from the city. So he really never came across me before until college. And we would just joke every now and again. And I don't know what made him ask me one day to just take a ride with him. Like, you know how it was in college. You just socializing, kicking it.
Yeah.
And I took a ride with him, man. And that was another moment in my life where a light bulb went off like, oh, okay. And I knew that being associated with him would change my trajectory. Like, I knew that the moment I was introduced to the lifestyle that he lived, because he took me to Club 7 on a night that he wasn't even promoting or working. I think he was just going to pick up some money. And I saw J. Raj and I saw Smooth and I saw Lil B and Jetty Jody and Midnight, and these guys didn't know who I was. But I saw all of them and I saw the way that they were conducting business, and I just said, oh yeah, I'm staying around this because I need this information. I need to know him. And I said, oh, this guy the guy I'm with is him too. So I'm going to stay under his tutelage, and that's how that happened. And boom.
So you met Ed Lover, became a party promoter, and so you were party promoting with Ed Lover?
Yeah, I was only party promoter. I didn't want to be a party promoter. I just saw that as an opportunity to ingratiate myself into the Cincinnati culture. Yeah. Like, how else was I going to get in? Like, I mean, I didn't have no records out because I was in a group. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I didn't even have no records, but Lil B had Barbie Girl at the time, and they was the good look boys, and I wanted to be a good look boy. They were gonna let me be a good look boy, but after that, because it was what was it? It was Cool Beans.
Yes, Cool Beans.
Good look boys, and then it was like
the For Real Boys.
Re-NT, all of that. I just was trying to ingratiate myself, and man, running in the air, it changed. Everything changed.
So not too long after that, how long would you say you end up dropping your first single? Because I remember Nati Dance, okay? And this was at a time in Cincinnati where, it was popular to have the whole era. This 2010 era was really about having a dance to go with your song. In the early 2010s, it was the thing to do. If you did not have a dance, the Stacky Leg is out, and the Mr. Miyagi was out.
Do the old man, South.
Yeah, this is all Cincinnati stuff. So you end up coming up with a song called
The Nati Dance. Yeah.
Tell me about that single.
Oh God. Okay. So I didn't know how to make a song on my own because I told you I was in a group. So I didn't even know how to count bars. All I knew was I was responsible for my portion of the record that we was doing. We were in a group like Pretty Ricky. It's called So Seductive, bro. Crazy. Vo For Real was the singer in the group.
Oh, wow.
Jay Jeans was in the group. Yeah, I'm telling you, we were in a group, bro. Like, Jay Jeans might not have went under the name So Seductive, but he was associating himself with, so that's how I learned how to rap, watching Jay Jeans, and I learned how to sing watching Vo For Real.
Wow.
We were all friends in the group together. So, when it came to me making my own record, I went to Ed. I'm like, you got the information. I'm like, yo, I got to make a song. I was like, what type of song I should make? And he was like, you should make a dance song. So first thing came to my mind was Lil B was right there next to Ed. So I'm like, I want to do a song with Lil B. Maybe the first song I should have Lil B on it.
Yeah.
So Ed gave me Lil B information. I called Lil B and he answered. And I was like, yo, man, I don't want to bother you too much. I just want to know if you do a song with me. And he was just like, hey, man, look, this is what I'm going to do. He was like, I can't do a song with you as of right now because, you don't really got nothing out. And, it ain't going to be... He didn't say it in no weird way. I can't quote him 100%. Make a long story short, he gave me a producer's number by the name of Kid KO. And that was another moment that changed my life, man. When he gave me Kid KO's number, I called Kid KO, I went to his house, and that's how I bought the Nati Dance beat.
Wow.
And then I brought the beat back, asked Ed. Ed had already told me what type of song to make. And then I didn't know what to do, bro. Like, I was a new solo artist, so I literally was just like, okay, I'm gonna mix all these. I was Silento, basically.
Man.
I was silent, the Silento joint, watch me whip, watch me nay.
Yeah.
That was me. Just back then, because I mixed the Dougie with the Shiz, because the Shiz is from Louisville. Do the Shiz. Everybody in the club do the Shiz, and then I mixed, is that the Dougie they doing? Oh my God. Now that's the Mr. Miyagi they doing. Stanky Leg and the Shiz.
Wow.
I mixed them all together, and I didn't know it was going to do what it did. And,
man.
Yep, that's how it happened.
It became a popular track. Now, was Ed Lover really part of helping you move records around here in Cincinnati? Did you kind of
not initially, because he didn't really want to be involved with the music thing. Like, even because him and B were real close. So when Barbie Girl is arguably the biggest song or one of the biggest songs in Cincinnati history. I mean, not aside from like Down the Way and stuff like that. I'm just saying the song was huge. And Ed didn't really want to get involved with that. So when it came to me doing music, I think he was almost like okay with being associated with me knowing that I did music, but he didn't really want no part in it because my music wasn't that great initially. So I mean, his endorsement alone, it made people interested in me. Like, I was Ed's little brother, so it was like, let's see what dude got going. Like, okay, he's different. He dance, he makes songs, he catered to the ladies. Okay, I like that. He his own person. So Ed definitely still played a part subconsciously without even actually being a part of it. He didn't come and start really being a part of it until playing with the Pussy era.